The internet has reached a loud and confident conclusion. Something about this situation feels off. A woman whose name has long been associated with dominance, discipline, and history-making. Victories. People are no longer simply discussing who is dating whom. Athlete risked her hard-earned legacy for a relationship wrapped in uncertainty. Social media has turned into a courtroom of public opinion. Comment sections move at lightning speed. Reaction channels dissect body language frame by frame. Old interviews are being clipped and reposted. And in the middle of all of this analysis, one specific date, July 6th, has become the focal point. It is mentioned repeatedly, almost like a code that unlocks the entire narrative. For many observers, this no longer looks like a simple love story. It looks like a branding crisis unfolding in real time. And while the debate grows louder, Remy Ma has chosen a noticeably different strategy: silence. That silence has shaped perception in powerful ways. While others appear to be explaining, defending, or reacting, she appears calm, measured, and unmoved. In contrast, Papoose stands at the center of the triangle, watched carefully from every angle, yet offering very little publicly, initially. The storyline seems straightforward. Remy Ma and Papoose, once celebrated as one of hip-hop's most loyal couples, appeared to be quietly separating. Then Claressa Shields entered the picture. To some, it looked like a clean transition, a powerful athlete finding love after another chapter had ended. But, as often happens in the digital age, small details began to unravel that simplicity. The turning point was a short clip in which Claressa attempted to clarify when she and Papoose first met. She likely intended the statement to end speculation, to establish a timeline that suggested nothing inappropriate had taken place. Instead, that phrasing ignited even more questions. She did not say they met after a finalized divorce. She did not say they met months after a separation. She said, after court. That wording mattered. Almost immediately, online observers began researching. They searched public records, compared timelines, and analyzed legal proceedings. If court appearances were already happening at that time, that would suggest the marriage was still legally active. That possibility shifted the tone of the conversation. Was Claressa simply someone Papoose met during a transitional period? Or had their connection begun earlier than acknowledged? Once doubt enters the conversation, it multiplies. Online audiences love solving perceived mysteries. A single sentence can become the foundation for weeks of speculation. The July 6th detail intended as reassurance became the central point of suspicion. Some critics began asking whether she'd been emotional support during a breakup or whether her involvement had accelerated its end. None of these theories have been publicly confirmed, but in celebrity culture, perception often moves faster than proof. As the debate intensified, viewers also began examining Papoose's demeanor in public appearances. In clips where Claressa appeared tense or defensive, he seemed reserved and quiet. He did not interrupt to defend her passionately. He did not aggressively counter critics. He mostly stood beside her, composed and observant. That stillness sparked multiple interpretations. Some viewed it as maturity and self-control. Others interpreted it as emotional distance. A few suggested he was strategically remaining silent, allowing the scrutiny to focus elsewhere while he stayed protected. Silence in this context became just as meaningful as words. Image also entered the conversation. For years, Papoose publicly celebrated Remy Ma with extravagant gestures, including luxurious gifts that became part of their shared brand. Those moments symbolized devotion and stability. Now, internet commentators are comparing past visuals with current ones. They question styling choices. They debate whether presentation has shifted. Whether fair or not, these visual comparisons fuel narratives about change, loyalty, and priorities. In celebrity culture, aesthetics matter. Public image is currency. Fans notice differences, even subtle ones, and interpret them as signals. Beyond fashion and body language lies a more complex issue: motive and timing. Reports suggest that divorce proceedings became public after Remy Ma initiated formal steps. If accurate, that reframes the story. Instead of a smooth transition into a new romance, the timeline appears layered and possibly overlapping. Claressa did not enter the spotlight as a celebrated new partner. She entered it while defending herself against accusations. That is not an easy foundation for any relationship. especially one unfolding under intense public scrutiny. Rumors have also surfaced about alleged past communication between Claressa and Papoose, possibly predating July 6. None of these claims have been officially confirmed, yet they circulate widely. Some online voices even suggest that Claressa may have interacted with Remy Ma years earlier in unrelated contexts. Conversation alive. She is not engaged in explosive live streams or dramatic rebuttals. Instead, she has chosen restraint. In contrast, Claressa has responded directly to critics on several occasions. One particular clip drew significant attention when she spoke forcefully about her ability to physically harm someone if provoked. In the world of boxing, confidence and verbal intensity are common. However, outside the ring, such statements can carry different implications. Professional athletes, especially those with sponsorships, operate within carefully managed public images. Brands value not only talent, but discipline and stability. When emotions spill onto social media, corporate partners sometimes grow cautious. Controlled messaging is often preferred. This tension between authenticity and brand management adds another layer to the story. The shift in narrative feels especially heavy because Claressa's background is so inspiring. She rose from challenging circumstances in Flint, Michigan, to become a two-time Olympic gold medalist. She achieved undisputed status in multiple divisions. Her career represents focus, sacrifice, and resilience. For many fans, seeing her name trend for relationship controversy rather than championship victories feels uncomfortable. There is also discussion about her potential involvement with the Zeus Network, a platform known for dramatic and confrontational reality programming. Critics argue that elite athletic prestige does not seamlessly align with high-conflict reality content. They worry about brand dilution. Supporters counter that athletes deserve the freedom to explore diverse media opportunities. The debate reflects broader questions about how athletes expand their influence without compromising credibility. Through every angle of analysis, one theme remains central: identity. Claressa Shields built her name independently, through relentless training and historic achievements. Some commentators now argue that she risks being defined primarily by a romantic controversy rather than her athletic greatness. That concern underscores how quickly narratives can shift in the digital era. Meanwhile, Papoose remains largely silent, positioned between two accomplished and influential women. His quiet presence fuels speculation. Is he intentionally avoiding escalation? Without direct statements, interpretation fills the gaps. The broader lesson is clear. In the age of constant connectivity, relationships are no longer entirely personal. They intersect with branding, endorsements, and career trajectories. When two high-profile figures connect, their combined narratives amplify scrutiny. Every word is replayed. Every timeline is dissected. The July 6th comment may continue to follow Claressa for some time. Even if the timeline ultimately proves harmless, the shadow of doubt can linger. At the same moment, it is important to remember that public figures are human. They experience love, heartbreak, and complex emotions like anyone else. The difference is that their decisions unfold under bright lights. Mistakes, real or perceived, become headlines. Some believe Claressa is being unfairly targeted. Others believe she knowingly entered a complicated situation. The truth likely exists in nuances not visible to outsiders. Legal matters may continue to unfold quietly. Public statements may clarify or further complicate the story. For now, the questions persist. Did July 6th truly mark a beginning? Is silence a strategy or coincidence? Can athletic excellence reclaim the spotlight from relationship debate? There is also a cautionary element embedded in this situation. Building a powerful personal brand requires protection. Years of discipline can elevate someone to global recognition. Yet a few weeks of controversy can redirect attention in unexpected ways. Reputation is fragile in the digital era.